So in this video, we are going to talk about like where to get your blanks, your shipping boxes, all of your supplies, your cute printables.
Welcome to video 3 of my 5-part machine embroidery series. Today we're going to talk about business costs.
So in the first video, we talked about the price of your machine and how much it is to get started. But you guys, there's more. Let's be honest, the cost can feel like it's coming from like every angle, but it is worth it if you learn how to organize, budget, and make good decisions. Today, we're going to talk about the extras that most embroidery owners forget. This is where we separate a fun hobby to a more profitable business. We're going to talk about shipping supplies, cute printables, inventory, and having a website versus an Etsy shop. I think having your very own website is the most exciting part, so of course I'm going to save that part to the end.
I have a lot to do, so I'm just going to work and talk at the same time. But remember, in the second video, we talked about what you're going to sell. What might help you make that decision is how are you going to ship it? Or, who are you selling it to? Are they going to come and pick up the order? I have these boxes for shipping hats and bags for local pickup and tissue paper that I stick into the bags and the boxes. And then you have to get a printer for your receipts and shipping labels. Some people have the thermal printer. I have not invested in that yet. Let me know if you use a thermal printer and if you have one that you recommend. I also use my printer for printing placement designs and other miscellaneous things. So I just like to keep this regular printer on the shelf. I purchase my hat boxes from walmart.com. It's a 30 pack for $12.31, which equals 43 cents a box. I've looked at places like Uline, and they want you to order like $600 before they give free shipping, and I'm not quite there yet. But I find that these shipping boxes are cheaper than Amazon. With these bags, they're $31 on Amazon for a pack of 50. They're only $22.99 on Walmart for 50. And tissue paper is $6.99 for 100 sheets on Amazon. On Walmart, they have 100 sheets for $5.98, $1 less than Amazon. Even the poly mailers, they're 50 for $18.99 on Amazon, and they're only $16.75 for 50 on Walmart. So make sure that you do your homework on that. I have to admit, I actually just barely realized that I could get a few more items cheaper at walmart.com.
Now, the printables are what you stick in your order, and I'm telling you, these are worth it. And I'll tell you where I designed these in a minute. So this one is what I put into my Etsy orders, like when people order hats or like a sweatshirt, and it says let's connect, and it has my QR code there, but the QR code is to my Instagram page, and it says let's connect, and then it says tag me in your stories. That way, when they get the sweatshirt or a hat, they have the QR code right here. They can follow me right there, and then they tag me. And that has been so effective because a lot of young customers, so this depends on who you're selling to, they're going to tag me in the stories, and then all their viewers and customers are going to see me and follow me too. That's the plan. And then I have this one that says, hello, sunshine. Thank you for your order. And this one I include for my website orders because a lot of the people that order from my website, they already know me on Instagram. This is just my QR code for my website. This is a sticker. I place it on the shipping bags, and if this is cut off, because some of them I have where this is cut off, I just place it on my receipt if I'm shipping them from my website, or there's other ones that I leave the space above and I can write their name on it, put it on the bag, so when they go to the drop bin, they see their name and know that that's their order. Now, all of these I designed myself. Thank you. Off of Canva. And Canva is a really nice website. I have the Pro subscription for Canva. It's a yearly fee. I think it's like $120. I can't remember. But all this stuff that if you want to make all this stuff, you know, it costs money. So make sure that you include that on your like profit and loss sheet, because everything that I go over, it is adding a little bit of cost to what you're actually making and selling. So you want to make sure that you do it in a smart way. On my Canva, not only does it help you with these printables, stickers, anything like that, you can also go on there and plan your social media content. I create my content on Canva for Instagram. Also, there is a planner on Canva, so you can go through and schedule it, like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in advance. You can schedule your posts. I use Canva all the time. And then after I design that, I download it onto my computer, and then I send it to my local print shop. So I'm supporting locally as well. They also cut these for me. I did the math. It ends up to be about 17 cents a card.
If you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and keep watching. Thank you.
So I feel like the Canva subscription is really worth it. I've had it for a couple of years now. That's also where I create all my thumbnails for my YouTube videos. So make sure also that you subscribe, because next week we are going to be talking about like marketing your business and social media content, and that one is going to be a lot of fun as well. Now we're going to be talking about inventory. Let's say you want to sell sweatshirts. You're gonna have to think about all the sizes and then the colors. What I did in the beginning only provided a certain amount of colors. I sell a lot of the career type sweatshirts. I usually only advertise them in this ash gray, sand, and black, because I don't want to keep in stock all the different colors that are really out there. Like they've got like pinks, forest greens, browns. That would be so much inventory. So if you just select a few that you're gonna sell, like maybe you can even do like black, ash gray, and pink or something like that. I feel like that is good enough. My main sizes are probably large and extra large. If somebody says, oh, well, do you have like a pink? Because they'll ask. If they really want a different color, don't worry, they will ask. And then you can tell them, oh yeah, I can special order that color. And then they would understand that it's going to take you maybe like a week and a half to get it in. But generally, people don't like to wait. Let me back up a little bit, because some of you might say, well, I don't have inventory. And it's not necessary to keep inventory. But a lot of times people, like if they're ordering on Etsy, they don't really want to wait like 2 weeks to get their sweatshirt. Sometimes if you do put that timeline down and they order it, I've heard from other sellers that even though that they put on there like, hey, it's not going to ship for 2 weeks, usually the seller will contact them after like 3 days and be like, when is my sweatshirt going to ship? So I don't know. Do you think it's reasonable to wait 2 weeks for a sweatshirt? Yeah, because it's custom. However, you know, people don't like to wait for things anymore. Another benefit about offering just a few colors, you know, there's people that have done studies that the more choices you give people, the less likely they are to make a decision. It's harder for them to choose, and a lot of times they just get overwhelmed and then they just like back out of the shop, they get distracted and go somewhere else. I find that so true with me myself. You go to a fabric store and there's so much fabric there. Sometimes I'm like, there's too much. I just can't decide. It is into your benefit to only offer a few colors to make it easier on the customer to decide. I purchased my blanks from S&S Activewear. You get free shipping if you spend $200 or more. Some of you, if you're just starting out, that might be too much for you. When I first started out, I was going to jiffy.com. That's another great website. The sweatshirts are a little bit more pricey, and on S&S Activewear, you do need to have a business EIN, and they verify that as well. On jiffy.com, they offer free shipping if you spend $59 or more, and it comes quick. Like in 2 days you get the sweatshirts. If you haven't tried them out, make sure that you go on their site as well. I've tried Sanmar. I've had a lot of recommendations for sanmar.com, and I've gone on there before, but I feel like their stuff is expensive. Also, I use the Gildan soft style because I feel like that doesn't pill as much. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit off subject for a minute. I was in one of the Facebook forums, and then I had another business owner. She posted this picture and had said that nobody is buying her bag. And so I'm looking at it, and you guys, I have so many ideas on how to help her get this bag in front of the right people. How many of you would be interested in getting my opinion on something that is not selling for you? Leave me a comment and let me know, because I think it would be fun if maybe you emailed me what your product is that is not selling, not getting views, whatever, on Etsy, and then I can look at it and maybe give you ideas and maybe put it on the screen so that everybody else can see it, and we can all kind of comment together and give feedback on what might work, what little tweaks it might take to maybe get some sales for you. So now we are talking website versus an Etsy shop. So Etsy fees are pretty high, right? Everyone is always talking about the fees, but when you have your own website, you have fees as well. So I'm gonna kind of go over like the pros and cons of each. And also you gotta think about, what if you have your own website, but nobody shows up? When you have your own website, you need to be able to lead people to your website. So you would want to have like an Instagram following. Maybe you started your own Facebook group. I'm going to show you my website in a minute, but let me first talk about Etsy. The products that I have on Etsy, I sell hats and sweatshirts on Etsy. Because of the fees, I've increased these hats. Well, they're $4 more on my Etsy shop. So this Mommin hat, I believe it sells for $29 on Etsy, but you can get it for $25 on my website. It's not really a secret. People don't seem to mind. If people shop a lot on Etsy, I think they're just gonna stick with Etsy for the convenience. Getting sales on Etsy can be really tricky.
That's why I'm here.
A lot of people close down their shops because they feel like they're just not getting the traffic. Comment if you have an Etsy shop. I'm also going to share with you my stats on Etsy so that I can kind of like back up that I know what I'm talking about. I actually took a screenshot so you can see right here. What it is the conversion rate. Let me see, where did that go? Here. My conversion rate, I have it up there, I did for the last 30 days, and it's at 5.3%, which is actually really good. So if you were to Google, what is a good percentage rate, which I did Google that earlier. Okay, so this says a good Etsy conversion rate generally falls within the range of 2 to 3%. However, exceptional shops can achieve a rate above 5%. If you have a conversion rate of 3 to 5%, that is considered strong for most Etsy sellers. And then I did for the last 3 months, like from June until now, and the conversion rate is at 4.7%. That's what's so exciting about Etsy. When you get a sale on there, it's kind of like you're the winner. They picked you out of all the other listings that are sitting side by side yours. Another great thing about Etsy versus your own website is they will also calculate tax. So like on my website, it won't collect tax if somebody purchases from out of state. I still need to try to figure that out. And I do know every state is different on their sales tax, so Etsy just calculates that for you. Also, when people leave a review, it's all integrated in their system. I also love their mobile app because I am able to use my phone to update the listings on the Etsy sellers app. Now with my website, all of my website sales come from local business. When I post on my local Facebook, also on my Instagram, people find me there and that they can go to my website and purchase there. So mostly they're local, but I do get some out of state orders on my website. All my custom work is on my website. Oh, and when I work with small businesses, all those orders are through my website because they can upload their logo and then, I get it digitized and go from there. They can pay by Apple Pay, credit card. Well, I was already getting local sales, but it was taking too long for me to take the orders by hand. And that's that's when I decided that I would do this website. Paid her $1,000 and she went in and she set everything up. She set up like the variations, like the sweatshirts, small, medium, large, what colors they want, the different prompts on how they can upload a logo. It was a one-time fee, but now I go in there and I set it up myself. You know, obviously a website is going to be great for your customers, but you don't, I mean, it really benefits you, because what my website does is it tracks all of my orders. It's my work list so that I know exactly what I need to do, what hat style they want, what they want on the hat, the thread color to use. It makes people pay first before I start on their project. Every time they always pay me up front. Even this one girl, she's like, well, I just have cash. Sorry, then I guess you're just not gonna order. But I've actually had people drop off cash and then I get started on their order. And then when I'm done with the order, I just click that it's complete and it will send them a message to either come pick up their order or that the order has been shipped. Also do all my email marketing through my website. It's a place where I get to show off all my makes. It's so nice to give them a link to be able to pay. This seems very professional, I think. Let me log into it right now so that you can see what it looks like. You've got the home page. The only thing that I hate about my website is the navigation. It's not ideal. So I find the links and I send the people the links. I'm already usually working with the people and getting the order ready. And then once I know what they want, like if they want like a bulk amount of hats, like let's say they want like 12 hats, I'll just send them the link to pay for the 12 hats.
So to recap, the pros of a website is it's your own little world. It's very professional. You got a lot of organization. There's a lot of automation. And then you've got direct marketing of bringing people to your website. But the cons of a website is you are the traffic cop. You have to make sure that you're bringing everyone to the website. You're in charge of updating the website, and then fees are still a thing. And the pros of Etsy, you have a built-in audience. There is lots of convenience for the customer and you. It's an all-in-one system, and you can update all of your listings and take care of business on the mobile app as well. And the cons of Etsy, there is so much competition. The fees can be a lot as well, but I still think it's worth it.
Guys, make sure that you go back and watch this video for ideas on what to make and sell in your business. Every creation that you make has a place in the world. You just need to put it in front of the right people. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so that you get a notification when I post my next video next week. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye, guys.